Hey friends, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today we are talking about inside tag printing, but with a slight twist. So, in the past year or so, we've been seeing the use of these handheld Cricut EasyPress minis just skyrocket in terms of popularity. Well, we have waited long enough, and it's time we give it a shot ourselves. And we're going to see how well we could apply our goof-proof screen printed transfers as those inside tag prints. We're going to compare some of the different techniques that we've seen on social media like TikTok and how it compares when we are applying with a real heat press. Now, to top it all off, we're even going to do some wash testing to see if they'll hold up to the 50+ wash-dry cycles that we test all of our transfers for. So are you ready for some fun science experiments today? I can't wait, so let's get to it. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of screen printed and digital heat transfers, along with being a one-stop shop for heat presses, custom designs, bulk apparel, and advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe. We are kicking out new videos here on YouTube every single week. First things first, let's pop this EasyPress out of the box. Now, we picked up the name brand on Amazon here, but there's tons of alternative options available too. Now, it boasts it's easy to use with 3 heat settings, a comfortable grip handle, auto off feature, and it even comes with a little safety base so that you don't burn your table while it's heating up. First things first, we're gonna plug it in and let it start heating up. Since it only has 3 heat settings, low, medium, and high, and not a digital temperature readout that we're used to on our heat presses, we went looking for which setting to use for our goof proof and found that the low sets the heat around 290 degrees, the medium around 350 degrees, and the high heat clocking in around 360 to 400 degrees. Since we'll be printing goof proof screen printed transfers today on a 100% cotton shirt, we're going to opt for the high heat for that 365 degree temperature that's noted on the goof proof application instructions. Now, we've also got our handy temperature gun right here. So we're gonna test and see what our high heat setting looks like. And we are a little bit under what it says it is at 341 degrees on this thing. So maybe it's gonna heat up a little bit more, maybe it's not, but we're gonna apply all the same. Now, let's start printing. As a control for our experiment here, we're going to apply our first tag with our Hotronix 16x20 auto open clamshell press. We are set to 365 degrees, a 4-second press time, and medium to firm pressure. We'll pre-press the garment to remove any moisture in the fabric, then lay our transfer down and press. With a hot peel, when the press opens, we're going to peel the carrier away in a smooth motion immediately, and it looks great. Now, as we mentioned here with the first application, there are 3 elements to a successful heat transfer: time, temperature, and pressure. The EasyPress Mini here only has a temperature setting, so the time and pressure is completely up to us. We're going to try this EasyPress in a few different ways, just like we've seen on the internet. Our first method here will press right onto the table. A quick tack at first, then a nice little swirling motion, not putting too much pressure on the print, which seems to be what we see most often for about 4 seconds. Next, we're gonna do the same exact thing that we did last time, just this time we're gonna be preheating the garment first and then ironing on the transfer with a slightly firmer pressure for just a little bit longer here at 6 seconds. For our next application, we'll introduce a mouse pad under our print area, which may help with our pressure by offering a base with a little bit of firm give to it. We'll also preheat our shirt here before pressing, the same movement, same time, and a hot peel. Now, we'll also pre-press our shirt here in this test and increase our time because the iron wasn't up to the temperature of what we thought it was, so we'll bump our timeout to 10 to 12 seconds. The same movement, same hot peel.
this one. Number 2 is EP 4-second table. 6-second table pre-press. Second, mouse pad with a mouse pad. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5.
Now next up is our wash test. Since all of these transfers appeared to have applied, this is where we're going to see which application is the best. So we're going to toss these in the washer and dryer for just a few cycles and see how our transfers are holding up. So we'll be right back.
2 days later.
And we are back. All right, a couple days later and a couple wash cycles. So we have our freshly laundered shirt. We threw it through the washer and dryer 2 times with a little bit of, wringing and wearing simulation up to it. But these goof-proof transfers here on this shirt held up pretty good. I'm gonna say that all of us were surprised, but let's take a closer look here and look at how and why these made it through the wash, or in some cases didn't. All right, so now that we are up close, let's bring our guide back in so we remember what these are. And now this one you may have not seen on the shirt before we washed it, and we actually did this for a TikTok video. So if you don't already follow us on TikTok, go over to TikTok because we're doing a lot of cool stuff, and that's actually where we first saw of people applying these with an EasyPress was on TikTok. But as you can see, this one we did a slightly longer time, and I added a little bit more pressure. I think this was around 10 to 12 seconds and with a nice firm pressure, and it actually adhered great. And as we could see here, there's no lifting, no nothing. But let's go down the entire list here and talk about the ones that we did here specifically for this video. First is the auto clam. The auto clam's still nice, high opacity, looks exactly the same as when it came off the press. It washed and wore fantastic, and I have no doubts that this is going to last perfectly on the garment for 50 washes or more, exactly what we tested for. Let's go on over here. So this is the quick first easy press with the Cricut press. And as you could see through the wash, we lost a whole bunch of letters, at least the end of the lines, the end of almost these 2 S's, and you can see they're already still lifting up. It's a little bit more tacky, and yeah, it's just not as quality of a transfer as what we expect with our screen printed goof-proof transfers. Here, now this was a little bit longer, but still on the table. You could see that we lost quite a bit of the line, almost more than this one did, and the S. It also still has a pretty good tack to it as well. Not nearly as tacky as this one, but a little bit more into the fibers with that 6-second table press. Now, these 2 over here that we pressed with the mouse pad, you could see that the ink is 100% fully into the garment. Now that's what we're gonna get with a pre-press that's removing any moisture, so the inks are not sitting on top of the fabric, but sitting more into the fabric, and it's not peeling, not tacky anywhere. So that's giving it that 10-second press with that firm pressure. The same here with number 5, a very, very similar feel to this one, but this one you can't feel the inks barely at all. So that was not moving at all. A nice, sturdy, strong pressure against that mouse pad that gave us a good surface to print on. You are going to have to expect that that little mini EasyPress will be cooling down. As you can see, the opacity of the inks just differs as we did that in real time. But if you look back up here to the inside tag where we turned everything off and came back an hour later to print one, it was nice and hot and a nice opaque white ink. Overall, we were fairly impressed with the quality of how they stuck on there. I hope this sheds some light on this very, very popular application technique, applying our custom screen printed transfers with one of the mini EasyPresses. Now, is it a-okay for inside tag prints? like the one that we did for the TikTok here, it actually really surprised us with how well it did adhere and apply and stay on the shirt after some wash and dry cycles. Now, would we recommend using the EasyPress to apply any graphics on the outside of a shirt, like a left chest, a center chest, or a sleeve graphic? Absolutely not. But for an inside tag, the minimal lifting and the inconsistent results may be perfectly acceptable and passable for your brand for something that's only seen by the wearer or owner of the t-shirt. Of course, using a heat press, real deal heat press, is going to always give you the absolute best results, just like our wash test showed you. But if you are using one of these handheld heat presses, let us know if you've had similar results, or any tips and tricks that you've been using to get results better than ours. Let us know all of that in the comments section below. Now, we are pushing out new videos every single week here on YouTube at the Transfer Express channel. So if you have a topic that you would love to see us cover, just let us know again in the comments section below. But if you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. And as always, we're happy to help anybody, anyway, in the apparel decorating community. If you need to reach out to us for any reason at all, you could always call or email us at info@transferexpress.com. But until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing.